From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning and happy final day of 2025. Could be another foggy morning out there, and we could have some more air stagnation over the next couple of days. I think this is the biggest story right here. Could have some lower elevation freezing rain for January 1st and January 2nd, and then into the first weekend of 2026. Could be a little bit gusty out there, specifically for Saturday. Okay, the fog this morning has been very patchy and sporadic in nature. We're seeing some for rural Walla Walla County into portions of Yakima and Kittitas counties, but points in between, just it really hasn't developed thus far, which is a good thing. Temperatures down into the teens and 20s this morning, 19 for Hermiston, 20 degrees for the Tri-Cities, so you have to have all the layers as you're headed out the front door for this morning. Here's your hourly forecast for this final day of the year for the Tri-Cities, and you can see there will be that chance, just a chance, for some patchy freezing fog before 10 a.m. After that, we'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, and unfortunately those highs are going to be parked in the mid-30s. And then for tonight, that main time frame, I just did a forecast for 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. if you're going to be out partying very late into the night, but going to be down into the 20s. So this is also going to be a time frame in which you're going to want to be layered up. Okay, and then into tomorrow morning, could have some more patchy freezing fog. We'll talk about that and freezing rain, of course, coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up, a major highway set to reopen after historic storm damage. Coming up, what drivers need to know before heading out on U.S. Highway 2.
And a community comes together to honor a life lost too soon as they remember a Yakima teen who was killed by gun violence. Coming up, how leaders are now calling for peace in Yakima.
And a very different way to ring in the new year. Straight ahead, an alcohol and phone-free celebration focusing on wellness in Richland. Details on these stories and so much more straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve.
It is almost a whole new year.
I know. When we leave today, we're going to be able to say, hey, I'll see you next year.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the ultimate dad joke.
I love that.
See you next year.
It's the best one.
I know.
And it's going to be a freezing rain kind of New Year's Day.
It's going to be chilly.
To start off the year. Yeah, chilly tonight.
Make our way into the new year, yeah.
Josh will have more on that later in the newscast, but we do want to start your top stories off. And we're starting with the follow-up on the Yakima teenager who was shot and killed last week.
Just yesterday, about 30 community and family members gathered to remember Francisco Serrano Martinez. The Moment of Blessing event was put on by the Yakima Association of Faith Communities. The organization is an interfaith group and holds events like this to honor those who have died tragically.
Colby Roberts, a rector from St. Timothy's Episcopal Church, says the blessings also help restore a sense of peace in a place that's marked by violence.
That which was taken from us by violence and death, we reclaim as a place of life, community, and hope.
Now, Roberts says that this is the 10th Moment of Blessing that the organization has put on in 2025, and he says every time he hopes each one will be the last.
I wish we didn't have to do this. I see the hurt, the grief, the loss in people's lives. There is no reason for this much violence to occur in this place.
And Serrano Martinez's death is still under investigation.
Looking to state news now, as just yesterday, Governor Bob Ferguson announced that the west side of U.S. Highway 2 between Skykomish and Stevens Pass will fully reopen to traffic starting Sunday, January 4th. Now, the east side of Highway 2 between Stevens Pass and Coles Corner, that opened with restrictions on Monday using a detour and a pilot car that operates 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And those restrictions are going to remain in place for months. Several sections, as you remember, of U.S. Highway 2 were damaged and then closed during the recent historic storm and flooding. Crews have been working to clear and repair the damaged roads and have reopened sections of Highway 2 as it's been safe to do so. But again, that portion between Skykomish and Stevens Pass, that is reopening Sunday the 4th. That is good news, not only for skiers and snowboarders, but all of those working at Stevens Pass as well to get into the mountain.
And it could be a slippery start to the new year. On Thursday, parts of the Columbia Basin and Northeast Oregon are expected to see freezing rain. The Washington Department of Transportation says they plan to send trucks to de-ice the highways and state routes if they start to get slick. Although the forecast doesn't show a lot of freezing rain heading our way, WashDOT says it doesn't take much to cause a problem for drivers.
They just need to slow down and give themselves more time to get where they're going and just more of a cushion around them. So don't follow very close to people so they have adequate braking time and just pay attention to the road conditions and what other people are doing.
Drivers are also reminded to move over a lane and drive slowly if they see WashDOT or first responder vehicles on the shoulder.
6:05 now to a developing story. The city of Zillah is seeking community feedback as it prepares to update its comprehensive plan next year. Michael Graham, the city administrator, says the changes could regard parks and recreation, development, regulations, capital facilities, and transportation, along with infrastructure. He says updates to the plan could also open the door to possible future construction projects, including a sports hub, community market, and public safety building. The plan is updated every 10 years, and Graham says community members will be able to share their thoughts.
We're going to have a very exhaustive, extensive public engagement part that's going to encourage and invite them to be part of creating that 20-year vision for the future. And then we will take those ideas, those desires, those needs that the public has, incorporate them into the plan, which then serves as the foundation for us to take actions going forward.
So Graham says that this process will start in March or April, and then the plan will be finalized in the fall. In the meantime, an online form is available for feedback.
6:06 and looking to community events now. If you're looking to start your 2026 year off in ultimate zen, you're in luck.
Yes, in Richland, there is an alcohol and phone-free celebration focusing on wellness, connection, and transformation. Just sit back and relax with your morning coffee. So this event is titled Angelica, and it's set to take place right there at the Ruby Gallery Events Hall in the Richlands Uptown. The experience, organized by local group Sacred Echoes, starts at 8 p.m. tonight and runs for about 3 hours.
Unlike a traditional party with loud music and chaotic crowds, Angelica features an ecstatic dance set, a curated sound journey meant to encourage movement, surrender, and reflection. I feel calm already.
It's nice deep breaths.
All right, keep it here because coming up next, when the match isn't on the mat, how do wrestlers stay ready? Straight ahead, we're talking sports and the unusual ways that athletes prepare at the Winter Cup. How rest and recovery play a big role in wrestling success is coming up in just a few minutes.
And giving you a live look outside. This one from our Central Washington outdoor camera at the rodeo grounds in Ellensburg. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is going to break down your first alert forecast as we make our way into 2026.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Apple Valley News Now's Christmas Wish is coming to an end for 2025. But before it wraps, we want to acknowledge and thank Idaho Community Credit Union, IBEW Local 112, Chinook Home Healthcare, and Yokes Fresh Market. Also, a big thank you to viewers who submitted names of people in our communities who need help. Because of these efforts, many families had a much merrier Christmas and will start the new year a bit better off. Christmas Wish from Apple Valley News Now. See you next year.
Get this exceptional offer on a 2026 Cadillac Vistic and select 2025 and 2026 Cadillac Optic and Lyric models. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Carolina at Tampa Bay. Seahawks 49ers Saturday on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
All right, folks, I have the worst, best news ever, or vice versa. The bad news, fog has developed. The good news, the forecast has finally verified. As fog is very finicky to forecast for, it's finally popping up in Kennewick. Now, again, you'll have to take it slow on the roadways. You'll have to take it slow for multiple reasons. Visibility is bad, and the roadways could be a little bit slick. But now we have verification now. We have eyes on the ground that's telling us we actually are seeing some of it. So the reason for that would be the high pressure that's over the west coast, and that is causing the cold air from the mountains to drain down into the valleys of the basin and into the foothills. So even though our current fog map hasn't updated as of yet, I would expect the stuff that's over on US Highway 12 near Touchy, I would expect this to start filling in the map in portions of Benton and Franklin counties. And also we're seeing a little bit of fog in Yakima and Kittitas counties. So now this is in play. The fog that develops for this morning, probably going to lift around 10 a.m. And then for tomorrow morning, we can do the exact same thing. Same locations, same time frames. Okay. High temperatures gonna go, or excuse me, now we're gonna talk about the air stagnation of this all, as we're just seeing some moderate reductions in air quality for now. The air stagnation advisory gonna continue for lower elevations up until 12 p.m. on Thursday. And so again, we can see reductions in air quality. People with pre-existing respiratory illness should listen to their physicians. Outdoor burning, highly recommended against, and residential burning, residential wood burning devices should be limited as much as possible. Also, people are going to be shooting off fireworks during this time frame. That is not going to help out with the situation. But you can read more about all this online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Okay, we will talk about the wind gusts. We'll talk about the freezing rain potential for the next couple days. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 13 minutes after 6 and talking sports, where in large wrestling tournaments, there can be long periods of downtime for athletes as they wait for their next match.
That's right. And Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable asked wrestlers at the Winter Cup about the unique ways that they stay ready for competition.
Wrestling is a very physically demanding sport with very little to no time to take a breath once the whistle blows. At large tournaments like the Winter Cup, the amount of different athletes and schools competing can lead to longer wait times.
With long spans in between matches, you have to find a way to energize yourself, and it seems like each individual wrestler has their own technique.
I like to rest a lot, sit down, kind of cool off, but I don't like to sit down too much because it just kind of gets your head away from the wrestling state of mind. But like a little secret trick I use is I do like honey. I eat a lot of honey during in between wrestling matches, like a little natural energy boost for me.
For the wrestlers who have earned higher seeds in the tournament, they get the benefit of having a bye, meaning they get to wrestle one less time than some of their competitors.
Feels pretty good just knowing after I weigh in, I have extra time to just refuel, rehydrate. It's also good because I can just take a nap, because these things start early, so you gotta wake up earlier and just weigh in, eat, refuel, and then I could just take a nap.
For Ethan Tristan, the extra rest certainly didn't hurt him, as he came in first in the 150-pound weight class as just a sophomore.
My coaches were telling me how good of a job I've been doing. Usually I don't really wrestle like that. Usually I'm a little sluggish. It's pretty late, but I felt like I did pretty good.
In a sport where it's just you and the opponent out there on the mat, it's important to keep your mind sharp. no matter how you go about it. In Richland, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And the Winter Cup has now wrapped up for 2025.
And now teams will get ready to head back to school and continue with traditional dual meets against opposing teams.
Good luck as they continue their season. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, giving you, now that's different than what it was about an hour ago. Live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. We're seeing some fog moving through the Columbia Basin right now. He'll break down where else we might be seeing that and when the freezing rain could also make an appearance. It's all coming up after the break.
At Furniture Row, a new year calls for a new sofa, sectional, dining group, bedroom set, mattress, and more. Because during the New Year's Super Sale, getting it all has never been easier. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. And check out doorbusters while they last, plus 60 months no interest. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. The New Year's Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Since 1947, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112, has proudly trained skilled electricians through our apprenticeship program. Serving communities across Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon, we've powered residential, commercial, and industrial projects with dedication and expertise. From today's energy demands, data centers, solar and wind farms, Local 112 electricians deliver safe, reliable solutions. Local 112, building a brighter future.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Look, if you're getting older, like I am, you're probably beginning to realize that sooner or later you're going to need some medical care. And sometimes the best place to get that care is in your own home. It just is. So if that's your situation, I suggest you call Chinook Home Health Care. There should be a number on your screen here to refer to. You give them a call. They are the people who will take care of you.
Opportunity everywhere.
I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last.
Two big season-ender NFC showdowns. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Seahawks, 49ers. It all starts at noon Saturday on Apple Valley News Now.
This is as good as it gets.
Next live from Chad Powers, Golden Globe nominee Glenn Powell.
This young lady right over here is freaking out.
Plus Jane Krakowski. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Could have some freezing rain for tomorrow and for January 2nd. So let's go ahead and time that out with Futurecast. Now for today, it is going to be dry out there, but then for tomorrow, this is when we can see the arrival of some of the rain and freezing rain. I think Futurecast may be bringing this in a hair earlier than I would, but you can see we'll have to contend with that all throughout the first day of 2026. Then into the second day of 2026, we could also have some freezing rain during the morning. So here's what that's going to look like for Hermiston. Check the time here. This is New Year's Day. It's going to be after 10 a.m. Freezing rain chances going to slowly but surely step up into the afternoon and evening. Then for Friday in Hermiston, chances for freezing rain going to continue up until 7 a.m. And then after that, looks like we'll trend a little bit warmer and a little bit drier. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about these precip chances for Walla Walla. Okay, here is the ice forecast over the next couple days. See, there's a lot of values like 0.01. That's 1/100th of an inch of ice. You might be saying, well, that sounds like almost microscopic, but it's just enough to make roadways glazed over and to make travel very difficult. Okay, and then our active stretch of weather is going to continue until the Sunday to Monday time frame in general At least for the mountains, this would actually extend into the wee hours of the morning for Tuesday, but during this time frame, 4 p.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. on Tuesday, 3 to 4 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, maybe a couple inches for Tollgate. So we'll be watching that very closely. But again, I think the biggest threat is the freezing rain. Speaking of, for the Tri-Cities, the chance for a wintry mix tomorrow, but the main threat, again, will be freezing rain and slick roads. Then for Yakima, freezing rain possible Thursday and Friday. Then for Ellensburg, also tracking the possibility of some glazed over roads to start the new year. For Hermiston, you guessed it, freezing rain possible Thursday and Friday. And then finally for Walla Walla, slick roads and bridges possible Thursday. Looks like warmer highs will bring down the freezing rain threat by Friday.
All right. Well, of course, we are still counting down to 2026 here, but parts of the world are already welcoming in the new year.
That includes New Zealand, where 2026 has officially arrived.
Take a look. Colorful fireworks display lighting up the sky, ringing in the new year as celebrations kicked off hours ahead of us.
Yeah, Sydney, Australia has also rang in the new year.
Yeah, you were looking at videos
I was watching
from that.
it live.
So pretty.
Watching it over there in the Sydney Harbor and the bridge and all the fireworks. Oh,
sounds like another bucket list item.
Yes.
I know. I think I'd rather sit in the Sydney Harbor in a boat than a crowded, cold Times Square.
Oh, I agree.
When you have to be a sardine, the other one, you can just be free.
Exactly. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. From Mario and Luigi to Star Wars, superheroes, and a King of Pop biopic, Hollywood is stacking the calendar with some major movies for 2026. We've got a full breakdown coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way with specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment. We provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Visit Cle Elum anytime for spectacular views, fantastic food, and shopping unlike anywhere else. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is the heart of Cle Elum.
It's that sense of community, I would say, that really drives us. It's why we want to live here. It's what we love the most about being here. An absolute adventure. Every single day is different.
It's a really beautiful small town with mountains and everything you ever want to do or adventure. And there's lots of snowmobiling in the winter, lots of hiking, kayaking.
Every single corner of the globe, that they all end up in Cle Elum for one reason or another, whether it's to enjoy the outdoors, to enjoy the small town feel. There are a lot of great restaurants, a few wineries, a lot of great bars. There's a lot to do and see here. Cheers to Cle Elum.
Learn more at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Experiencing the outdoors is in our nature.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. If you're already planning next year's trip to the movies, Hollywood is giving you plenty of reasons to mark your calendar.
Yeah, from beloved animated characters to superheroes, sci-fi, and musical icons. This next year is packed with some big screen releases.
So this morning, Rick Damigella takes a look at what's heading to theaters and when you'll be able to see it.
Hey, Luigi! What's up, Mario?
The Italian Plumbers are back on the big screen April 3rd when the Super Mario Galaxy movie hits theaters. Arriving later in April is Antoine Fuqua's Michael, a biopic about the King of Pop.
Impressive.
The first Star Wars movie since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker hits theaters in May. The Mandalorian and Grogu is expected to continue the story begun in the Mandalorian streaming series.
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
June has the potential to be a busy month at the box office, with Steven Spielberg returning to the alien visitors genre with Disclosure Day opening June 12th. It will be joined in theaters by Toy Story 5 June 19th and Supergirl on the 26th. July 10th is when the live-action adaptation of Moana sails into theaters. It will be followed by Christopher Nolan's epic The Odyssey on July 17th. The big flicks continue into the fall, with Street Fighter landing in theaters October 16th, The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping on November 20th, and Avengers: Doomsday on December 18th. Getting reserved seats in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah. The Avengers one, probably the one I'm most excited for. What about you guys?
I do love a Mario and Luigi.
Oh yeah, that one too. Okay. I don't know which one
That
I'm
first
excited
one
for
was
now.
funny.
Anytime Christopher Nolan drops something, I'm definitely plugged in.
Oh yeah, see? So many good ones.
And the Michael Jackson one though too.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. Marking every day.
I know, every single one of them. We're going to spend a lot of time in the theater in 2026. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6:30 half hour, Sunnyside meeting a critical deadline just in time. Straight ahead, what's in the new city budget and what it means for residents.
Plus a final goodbye at City Hall. Coming up, how Sunnyside's mayor marked his last meeting in office. All the details are in your 6:30 half hour.
With all the excitement of the holiday season, getting into an auto accident is something you can do without. So remember to buckle up, drive safely, no texting, and please don't drink and drive. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Unwrap the gift of music at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. Bring home the timeless sound of a Yamaha piano this holiday season, either acoustic or digital pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 24 months now through January 5th. Available in-store and online. From uprights to grands and the Yamaha Clavinova, all delivering incredible sound with a beautifully natural feel. Make your home sing this Christmas with Yamaha from Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland.
Prosser Memorial Health has received a 5-star rating from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Prosser Memorial Health is one of just 290 hospitals nationwide to receive their highest rating, and one of only 2 critical access hospitals in the state of Washington. For over 78 years, Prosser Memorial Health has provided high-quality and compassionate care to our communities served. It's our privilege. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Visit Cle Elum anytime for spectacular views, fantastic food, and shopping unlike anywhere else. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is the heart of Cle Elum.
It's that sense of community, I would say, that really drives us. It's why we want to live here. It's what we love the most about being here. An absolute adventure. Every single day is different.
It's a really beautiful small town with mountains and everything you ever want to do or adventure. And there's lots of snowmobiling in the winter, lots of hiking, kayaking.
Every single corner of the globe, that they all end up in Cle Elum for one reason or another, whether it's to enjoy the outdoors, to enjoy the small town feel. There are a lot of great restaurants, a few wineries, a lot of great bars. There's a lot to do and see here. Cheers to Cle Elum.
Learn more at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Experiencing the outdoors is in our nature.
The Kia Season of New Tradition sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Get an additional rebate when you purchase any new 2025 Nero, Seltos, Sorento, Sportage, or select Tellurides in stock, including hybrid and PHEV models. Get a 2025 Telluride EX X-Line all-wheel drive for just $46,617 and 0.9% for 60 months. Overturf Kia, Highway I-182 and Road 100 exit on St. Thomas Drive, Pasco.
With all the excitement of the holiday season, getting into an auto accident is something you can do without. So remember to buckle up, drive safely, no texting, and please don't drink and drive. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest on this New Year's Eve. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
Chilly tonight. Potential freezing rain tomorrow.
Yes.
Cheers
We're starting
to 2026.
2026, great.
And you left out right now, freezing fog already.
Oh,
right now.
yeah, we saw that on the sky cam.
Look.
Yeah, that's going to be a really fun walk out to the parking lot after the show. So have fun with that one. But I'm going to have to do a walkout eventually too. So we're all going to have to go the right.
Well,
right,
so are you.
Let's go ahead and talk about those big weather stories. Of course, the freezing fog for this morning, could have some for tomorrow morning as well. And then the freezing rain potential for the next couple days. That would be January 1st and January 2nd. And then maybe a little bit gusty into this weekend, specifically for Saturday. Okay, for now, we'll hone in on the foggy mornings and the stagnant air for the next couple mornings. So here's a live look right now at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app. Not seeing much out there for this morning. That's the point. And the synoptic setup for this would be we have high pressure over the west coast, and that's causing cold air from the mountains to drain down into the valleys, the basin, and the foothills. So our current fog map hasn't updated yet, but I have a feeling that we'll start to see a lot more for Benton and Franklin counties here within the next 30 or so minutes. So the fog should mostly lift by 10 a.m. for this morning, could come back for tomorrow morning. Once again, that main time frame is going to be from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, high temperatures going up into this weekend as we got a warm front that's passing. That's going to do a couple different things to our weather. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
At 6:31, we begin this morning following up in Sunnyside, where the City Council now has a weight lifted from their shoulders as they raced against time to approve their final budget. The mayor and city officials approving that balanced budget during a special meeting Monday night. The plan is supported by an investment fund set to mature in March to further strengthen the city's finances. The community pool will remain open with a new schedule, providing some important activities for youth. And to maintain financial stability, a hiring freeze will pause new hires for the first quarter while officials carefully assess the city's fiscal position. Residents should also prepare for a rise in garbage bills due to a third-party fee previously subsidized by the city.
What had happened is we had been supplementing those increases and not charging it back to the citizens adequately. And so they were getting a break, which is great for them, but it was costing the city a fair amount of money out of our general fund, and we can't afford to do that. So we had to pass that along to the consumers.
The mayor confirms that public safety remains a priority with full funding for police and fire departments in the new budget.
And the mayor of Sunnyside not only closed out that last special meeting of the year, but also his last meeting as mayor. At the meeting on Monday night, he ditched his usual polo and sported a customized shirt that his wife gifted him. He also took the time to hand out his last 2 mayoral coins, one to Councilwoman Vicki Ripley and another to a previous mayor who served as a mentor to him. The mayor then outlined the next steps for the city to fill his vacant seat come the start of the new year.
What happens in January 12 is our first regular council meeting, and I won't be there, so the deputy mayor will step in the interim as the highest elected official for the city. Then they, at the beginning of the meeting, will conduct an election for a new mayor and a new deputy mayor. And it can be any council member who's serving on council legitimately. And they will select the mayor, and that mayor will serve for two years.
He also says the process usually takes about 15 minutes, and he added that he'd like to express his gratitude to the city for allowing him to serve on the city council board. All right, keep it here because coming up next, from the glow of the Times Square ball drop to heightened security in major cities across the country, we'll look at how crews and law enforcement are preparing for New Year's Eve. Looking ahead right after the break.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Merry Christmas to you and yours from Daikin, everyone at Bruce Heating and Air. We're proud to be in your community. We wish you a safe holiday and all the best in the new year.
Prosser's most colorful adventure is at Splat It. Throw paint, get messy, and have a blast. For kids, adults, parties, and nights out, Splat It has it all. Book now at splatitnw.com.
Apple Valley News Now's Christmas Wish is coming to an end for 2025. But before it wraps, we want to acknowledge and thank Idaho Community Credit Union, IBEW Local 112, Chinook Home Healthcare, and Yokes Fresh Market. Also, a big thank you to viewers who submitted names of people in our communities who need help. Because of these efforts, many families had a much merrier Christmas and will start the new year a bit better off. Christmas Wish from Apple Valley News Now. See you next year.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now, there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer, I feel free to bare my skin, yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything.
With Skyrizi, you can show up with dramatically clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
From our family at Scott Smith State Farm, serving the Tri-Cities for over 15 years with our 2 locations in Kennewick and 1 in Yakima. We wish you joy, peace, and prosperity this holiday season. Merry Christmas from all of us at Scott Smith State Farm.
When weather is the big story,
an atmospheric river has swollen rivers and streams.
Turn to Apple Valley News Now.
We have live team coverage.
We are on a first alert weather day. Flood warning remains in place for the Yakima River.
The river is continuing to rise.
And all with just one goal, to keep you and your family safe.
Highway 12 near Natchez is no longer passable.
Big story coverage.
Several rescues are also taking place.
Only one station, Apple Valley News Now, on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're showing you air quality this morning as there is stagnant air out there. We just really haven't had a lot of movement with the winds or the atmosphere over the last handful of days, so air quality just being reduced in a moderate capacity for right now. The air stagnation advisory going to continue until 12 p.m. for tomorrow for lower elevations. So again, just a little summation of what we're expecting. Lack of moving air can lead to reductions in air quality. So if you have a pre-existing respiratory illness, listen to your physician. Outdoor burning, highly recommended against. And also, we're going to have people shooting off fireworks over the next couple days. That's just kind of a given. So that will also impact the air quality situation. Okay, high temperatures going to warm up. They're going to feel a lot more seasonal, if not super seasonal, for Friday and beyond. Now, today is the exception to that. We're still going to be down into the 30s and 40s. Then for tonight, it's going to be very cold out there. All of us down into the 20s. But you can see we'll start to trend a little bit warmer, around 40 in the Yakima Valley by Friday, and then closer to 45 for Sunday. In the Tri-Cities, we're likely going to touch 50 degrees on Sunday. And then those overnight lows going to be around freezing for Friday night and beyond. So we'll take that in the Yakima Valley as well. And the temperatures going up because of a warm front that's going to pass. That'll bring up wind gusts for Saturday, especially for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Peak gust around 40 miles per hour. So we'll have more to say about this later in the work week. This is the big day, okay? The chance for freezing rain for lower elevations January 1st and January 2nd. We'll talk about it coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 6:39, and looking ahead to today with just hours to go before the clock strikes midnight here. Preparations are in full swing for New Year's Eve across the country.
Everything from a test run of the iconic ball drop in Times Square to increased security measures in major cities. Officials say they're ready for the celebration.
Yeah, so this morning, Sherelle Hubbard has a look at how this year's countdown is all coming together.
In New York City, as the countdown to the New Year is underway, Cruise Tuesday gave the iconic ball a test drop in Times Square. The new and updated Constellation ball includes more than 5,200 Waterford crystals and LED lights. But the glitz and glam isn't all that's being talked about. It's also the security.
The public should expect to see thousands of NYPD officers deployed throughout Times Square. That includes officers from our specialized units, including Emergency Service Unit, K9, the Bomb Squad, heavy weapons teams, and our harbor teams.
Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to ring in the new year in Times Square, with millions around the world watching online or on TV. The NYPD says not only will it be deploying helicopters and drones, it'll have ample boots on the ground.
We will also deploy dedicated pickpocket teams, hotel response teams, and additional uniformed patrols.
In our nation's capital, you can see how crews were testing out a New Year's projection display on the Washington Monument early Tuesday morning. It's a part of Freedom 250 celebration of America's anniversary and will showcase some of the nation's history. To the south,
almost a year ago, January 1, the city of New Orleans was struck by an unspeakable act.
That New Year's Day ISIS-inspired terror attack where a man drove a pickup truck into a crowd of revelers on New Orleans' Bourbon Street, killing 14 people and injuring dozens more. This year, New Orleans tightening security measures.
Everything in that square, the French Quarter, will be closed.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And reports say 350 members of the Louisiana National Guard will provide security support for New Year's Eve celebrations in New Orleans.
Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry requesting the National Guard troops to support law enforcement. Troops are expected to remain in place also to assist with security for the Sugar Bowl and then, of course, for Mardi Gras in February.
And it's almost here.
I know.
And keep it here because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint. Everything you need to know before you head out the door. Is that freezing fog? It looks like fog. What is it freezing?
Is probably freezing fog.
Josh will break down the details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Looking for a used vehicle? Trust the dealer with over 60 years in the Tri-Cities, Overturf Volkswagen. Find a large expanded inventory, fully serviced and thoroughly reconditioned vehicles, on-the-spot financing, top dollar for your trade. Overturf Volkswagen, Kennewick.
The chill of winter has always been warmed by the glow of tradition, which sometimes starts as a simple gift that is then passed from generation to generation. The holiday season gives us just one more reason to find joy in the little things. And as years fly by, we realize the true gift is actually in the time we get to share together. This season, as past gifts turn into today's treasures, here's to creating that one more cherished moment with the ones you love. Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, celebrating tradition since 1905.
The Y-Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
And that class is Bargain Bliss. Any questions? I still don't get it. I have an idea. Field trip. Gluten-free snacks at this price? Mm-hmm. Try this.
Start the new year and new you at Grocery Outlet. Now through January 6th, all premium health naturally vitamins and supplements are buy one, get one free while supplies last. Only at Grocery Outlet, your extreme value headquarters.
Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Ring in the new year with First Night Tri-Cities at Giza Carousel of Dreams presented by Seattle Children's Hospital. Join us December 31st from 4 to 9 p.m. for true family fun. Starting with unlimited carousel rides, bounce houses, interactive activities, and live performances. Tons of fun for everyone and spectacular fireworks. Make memories this new year with First Night Tri-Cities. Visit firstnighttricities.com or scan the QR code now. Purchase your tickets today to speed up entry at the door.
Good sleep is essential to life, health, and happiness. And all good sleep starts with the right mattress. With Doctor's Choice from Denver Mattress, you'll find the perfect combination of body cradling comfort and reactive support. And with 10 levels of comfort to choose from, I put my trust in Consumer Reports' recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Patients ask me how I treat my own back issues, and I suggest they turn to Doctor's Choice at Denver Mattress.
It's what I did and continue to do to maintain my active lifestyle.
During this special season, trust Apple Valley News Now and ABC for an awesome lineup of magical holiday shows with favorites from Disney plus more. It's all proudly sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Looking for a used vehicle? Trust the dealer with over 60 years in the Tri-Cities, Overturf Volkswagen. Find a large expanded inventory, fully serviced and thoroughly reconditioned vehicles. On-the-spot financing. Top dollar for your trade. Overturf Volkswagen, Kennewick.
Carolina at Tampa Bay. Seahawks 49ers Saturday on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yes, we could have some freezing rain for the first couple days of 2026. Now, today's forecast is going to be pretty easy, right? There's just really not going to be anything on the radar. But for tomorrow morning, that's when we could see the onset of the freezing rain. I think Futurecast is bringing this in just a hair earlier than I would, but you get the point. Into tomorrow morning, and it could continue into the afternoon and evening, the potential for freezing rain. You see those little specks of pink on the map. So we will see that potential for freezing rain for lower elevations, and that could continue into Friday morning as well. But the rest of the day on Friday, trending drier and a little bit warmer as well. So here's some of the precip chances for New Year's Day for Walla Walla. It's mainly going to be after 10 a.m. That's when the precip chance is going to go up. They'll go up, up, and up after that. We're thinking the main mode of precip is probably going to be freezing rain. Then for Friday, looks like that probably wraps up between 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. And then after that, rain chances dwindling as we head throughout the rest of the day for Friday. Okay, so here's some of the ice totals we're expecting from 10 tomorrow morning to 4 p.m., which would be Friday afternoon. You're seeing a lot of values like 0.01, 0.02. Josh, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when it comes to ice. That's all it takes to put a little glaze on the roads, and that can make, of course, that can make your commutes rather dicey out there. And the active weather going to continue through the Sunday to Monday time frame, and this is when we could see a little bit of snow up in the mountains. That time frame will be 4 p.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. next Tuesday. 3 to 4 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, a couple inches for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Doesn't look like much, but it's still early in the ball game. This forecast is subject to change. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. The chance for a wintry mix tomorrow, but the main threat will be freezing rain and slick roads. For Yakima, freezing rain possible Thursday and Friday. And then for Ellensburg, also tracking the possibility of some glazed over roads to start the new year. And then for Hermiston, freezing rain possible Thursday and Friday. And finally for Walla Walla, slick roads and bridges possible on Thursday. Looks like warmer highs will bring down the freezing rain threat by Friday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, all eyes on the New Year's Rockin' Eve Grand Stage.
Right before the ball drops, the legendary Diana Ross performs live from Times Square.
We're celebrating the incomparable Diana Ross Ring in 2026. A look back at her visits to GMA. And coming up at 7 a.m., the other A-list names. And the security preps underway right now. With your GMA First Look, I'm Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
With schizophrenia, it can feel like your symptoms decide what you do and who you can be. If you still have symptoms, be bold and ask your healthcare provider about Cobenfy, a twice-daily pill for the treatment of schizophrenia. Cobenfy is not an antipsychotic. It's a different kind of treatment. Cobenfy showed overall improvement across a range of schizophrenia symptoms. And in clinical studies, most people saw no substantial weight gain.
Don't take if allergic to Cobenfy, have trouble emptying your bladder or stomach, certain liver problems, or untreated narrow angle glaucoma. Serious side effects such as urinary retention, worsening liver, kidney, bile duct, and gallbladder problems, slow stomach emptying, serious allergic reactions, narrow angle glaucoma, increased heart rate, and side effects in those with kidney problems may occur. Don't drive or use heavy machinery until you know how Cobenfy affects you. Seek help right away if you have hives, swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, or throat, hoarseness, difficulty speaking, breathing, or emptying your bladder.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:49. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines. Both the FBI and Homeland Security are warning the public about threats to New Year's Eve celebrations. According to a joint assessment from both organizations, lone actors and smaller groups with a range of ideological motives pose the most significant threats. While officials say there isn't any specific credible threat, the overall so-called threat matrix remains elevated. The assessment does mention concerns about possible vehicle ramming and attacks like the one that occurred in New Orleans on New Year's Day 2025, which killed 14 people.
6:50 in your business headlines this morning. You might start seeing fewer Starbucks shops around after decades of constant growth. The chain's now shrinking its presence in major U.S. cities. Starbucks plans to close about 400 locations, mostly in large metro areas. It's already closed dozens of storefronts, including 42 shops in New York City alone, and that's due to rising competition in saturated areas, remote work, and higher costs. Company says it will now focus on fewer, stronger locations and new designs starting in 2026.
In your health headlines, the Trump administration has announced the amount of funding each state will get for the first year of the Rural Health Transformation Program. The awards range from $145 million to $281 million, and the program will award $50 billion over 5 fiscal years. Half the money will be split evenly among states. The other half will be awarded through a point system based on a set of criterion. Of that second half of discretionary funds, about 20% is based on a state's commitment to a specific policy actions. The provision granting states extra points if they agree to implement Trump administration policies has drawn criticism. States will be rescored each year and funds may be clawed back.
6:51 in your sports headlines this morning. The Dallas Cowboys announced just Tuesday the team is cutting cornerback Trevon Diggs. Cowboys first drafted Diggs in 2020 in the NFL draft. He was named to the Pro Bowl in 2021 and 2022. Diggs then signed a 5-year at $97 million contract in 2023, an extension, but he has played in just 21 games over the past 2 years because of knee injuries. Cowboys decided to release him. Just 1 game left in the season. Diggs will go through waivers, and if another team doesn't claim him, 27-year-old will be a free agent. 6:52 now, time for your top 5 local things you need to know this morning in your morning sprint. And the week after Christmas is, of course, one of the busiest travel times of the year. And this year, it could also be one of the slipperiest. Forecasters calling for a light amount of freezing rain on New Year's Day. Right now, outside, we're seeing some freezing fog even. Now, they're expecting less than 1/100 of an inch of that freezing rain, like Josh has been saying this morning. But that is more than enough to create dangerous conditions on the roadways. Freezing rain, of course, forms when temperatures are at or below zero. Precipitation falls as rain, creating that black ice on the road that can be hard to see. Washed out crews say they are ready to pre-treat and de-ice the roads if needed. Of course, urging drivers slow down, watch for the crews. Give yourself extra time, leave extra space in between vehicles, and they expect that freezing rain tomorrow morning. But again, right now, seeing freezing fog outside.
And Governor Bob Ferguson announced that the west side of U.S. Highway 2 between Skykomish and Stevens Pass will fully reopen to traffic starting Sunday, January 4th. The east side of the highway between Stevens Pass and Coles Corner has already reopened with restrictions. That includes a detour and pilot car that operates from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and those restrictions are expected to remain in place for months. Several sections of US 2 were damaged during recent historic storms and flooding, and crews say they've reopened roadways as soon as it was safe to do so.
And Sunnyside Mayor saying that there is a sense of relief now after the city approved a balanced budget just before the December 31st deadline. A key part of that budget, a $1 million investment fund expected to mature in March, helping stabilize city finances. Community pool will remain open. There will be new operating schedules, though, and then the police and fire departments, those will be fully funded. The city will also implement a hiring freeze for the first quarter of the year, and residents can expect a 5% increase in garbage rates due to third-party costs that have previously been covered by the city.
And Monday's special city council meeting also marked the final one for the Sunnyside mayor. He swapped his usual attire for a custom shirt gifted by his wife and presented his last 2 mayoral coins, one to council member Vicky Ripley and another to a former mayor who served as his mentor. Broersma also outlined the process for filling his vacant seat, which he says typically takes about 15 minutes. He closed by thanking the city for the opportunity to serve.
And if you're looking to start 2026 with a calmer approach, a New Year's event in Richland is offering an alcohol and phone-free celebration. The event, called Angelica, takes place at the Ruby Gallery and Events Hall in the Uptown in Richland. Organized by the local group Sacred Echoes, the 3-hour experience focuses on wellness, connection, and transformation. So instead of a traditional party, attendees can take part in an ecstatic dance set described as a curated sound journey designed to encourage movement, reflection, and presence.
And trending this morning in New York City, the countdown to the new year is on.
Of course, take a look. Crews in Times Square giving the iconic ball a test drop earlier this week ahead of the New Year's celebrations.
The new and updated Constellation Ball at Times Square was unveiled last month. It includes more than 5,200 Waterford crystals and LED lights.
And this year's drop will include an America 250 design to celebrate the country's 250th anniversary next year. And New Year's Eve celebrations at Times Square have been held for 122 years.
This year, some reports are coming out saying 1 million people are expected to ring in 2026 in Times Square. And then, of course, even more, millions more around the world watching online or on TV.
I'm liking that Zen event.
You're going to go get Zen?
I'd like to, yeah. Because that sound, we've been hearing it all morning, and I'm like,
I know.
Feels nice.
It's coming at a good frequency.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But I'm going to walk out there and be at a bad frequency.
I was going to say, it is not Zen outside right now.
No, but if you're dressed appropriately, it could be a little bit more Zen than not, right? Gotta have on all the layers. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look right now at Kennewick. And yeah, that probably is objectively zero fun to be outside and right now. And at the close of the show, we'll show you the Pasco camera, and it kind of underscores why it's so difficult to forecast for fog, because it does not look like this in Pasco. And speaking to that point, you know, the fog sensor that we show for this map is at the Pasco Airport, and that's not picking up on fog. So that's why it's just so difficult to forecast for this stuff.
It's your favorite thing.
Exactly. It is my favorite thing, but it looks like it's probably going to be lifting by 10 a.m. Current temperatures out there, yeah, this is also zero fun. Teens and 20s, so layers and layers and layers. The good news is that we should see a decent amount of sunshine later in the day, so in the sunshine, it's going to feel a little bit better, and we're going to need every bit of it, because those highs are going to be parked in the mid-30s, which is about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. Then for New Year's Eve celebrations for tonight, if you happen to be outdoors for whatever reason, it's going to be down into the 20s, so you have to bundle up. Okay, then we're tracking that potential freezing rain for January 1st, January 2nd. It's a big forecast. I'll have a lot more to say about it later in the week. Of course, we'll keep you posted on air and online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Brace yourself. That's what I'm telling myself.
I'm bracing myself right now just to leave the station.
I'm getting cold looking at that. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next. We're back tonight with your local news and weather, but we won't see you tomorrow morning for New Year's Day.
We'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Ba-dum-tsh.